good to go. All right, let's just give it just a few minutes and then we get started. Hey, hello, gentlemen. All right, just share the link. Share the link. Let's keep it going. Maybe give it another few seconds, 30 seconds maybe. Let's get a few folks on. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. We're still enjoying the music. Trying to reset our minds here. All right, we share the link. We share the link. Let's get started. All right. Hello, hello, everyone. Thank you so very much for keeping our rendezvous. Welcome to today's episode, the Football Trio, episode 1.5, or is it 1.6? 1.6. And I don't know where to start today, but let me first introduce the panel, if I can say. All right, Tru3lion is our football analyst, resident football analyst, man who looks at everything about the game. He knows everything from start to finish. He enjoys every moment of it. He rarely forgets a moment of a game. So, Tru3lion, hello. Say hi to the audience there.
Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are in good spirit to talk football today.
All right, and our football Wikipedia, football encyclopedia in human form, Stevo Ajab. It's a pleasure to have you on, buddy.
Thank you. Same to you.
All right. How are you guys feeling? How are you guys feeling? Before we jump into the
Oh,
agenda for today, how are you
awesome,
guys feeling?
awesome.
Can you guys dig my new shirt? I'm now wearing a different type of lion.
Yeah. I could see
Anybody
that.
notice the
Yeah.
colors?
I wanted to mention that, but I said, okay, let me keep it. I'll allow you say that first. But
Yeah,
I'm
unfortunately,
doing
I'm a
good. It's a
two-cycle
Friday.
class.
We thank God.
Okay, what was that? I don't think I got you.
I
Ajab,
said
what was that?
It's a Friday. We thank God for that.
Amen, amen, amen. Thank God it's Friday. All right, gentlemen. Today was a tough day. Started off really well. Cape Verde took care of Mozambique, 3 goals to 0. And then the continent stepped into the stadium in Yamoussoukro with very little to offer. And the Lions of the Taranga Lions, that's how they're called, right? Senegal
Yeah,
took care of
yeah.
business.
Tiranga Lions. Yeah.
Yeah, Senegal took care of business, 3 goals to 1 against Cameroon, and then Guinea just took care of business for Gambia. What does that mean for Cameroon? How does that shake up the group? And let's start by talking about Cape Verde and Guinea, and then we'll talk about Cameroon and Senegal. So Cape Verde qualified already, 6 points on the board.
No one. Probably maybe True Lion saw that coming. I didn't see you coming.
He did.
I
He
knew
had
Cape
them as
Verde.
a dark horse.
Yeah, I know Cape Verde was gonna make it to the next round, but I thought they were probably gonna be like maybe the third best team or second, because remember the very first day, my prediction was Egypt first, Cape Verde or Ghana
Oh,
second. And
Ghana.
then after the first day, I said maybe Cape Verde is gonna finish second, but those guys are really clinical, are really clinical. They don't create a lot of chances, but when they create those chances, they score. And if you notice, two of the three goals they scored today were not like goal creating chances. They like shots from distance. I think
Shots
the
from a
first
distance.
goal, I will have. It's more of a keeper error on the part of Mozambique than the brilliance of Bebe. It was a good shot, but I think the keeper would have stopped that. But the way those guys are playing, Cape Verde, man, they're organized from the back. You
I
see
like
their first. You see when you see a country that doesn't have those individual talents per se, you build on your transition, and their transition is superb.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
so
transition
I
is
think I think Cape Verde plays academic football. They play simple football, straight, and they
Textbook,
play together.
textbook, yeah,
A lot
textbook
of
football. They don't
cohesion in the
complicate
team,
anything.
and that
Yeah.
I think that's one of their strengths.
Mhm.
True Lion, this
Yeah,
was
I
your
think.
dark horse from the beginning of the tournament. Are
Yeah,
they
I mean,
ticking all the boxes for you?
well, I mean, it's nothing special, as you guys said. It's simple, but it's a lot of training. Like if you see that the third goal is something straight from the training grounds. If you see
That's
it,
right.
it was a corner kick, but they played it short. They passed the ball around, and they knew exactly where the striker was, where the one with the power shot was, and that was a better goal than the first one, because the first one, as Ayab rightly said, was a goalkeeper error. But that second one, they just played a short corner, tapped the ball around, and since no one was there to close the player down, that
Down.
strike was actually perfect. And that's what we talk about. A team that comes ready to play and that plans ahead of time.
All right. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. So now let's talk about Guinea. Guinea took care of Gambia, so they're in second place now for Group C. That's the group in which Cameroon finds itself. Second place. You think Guinea is going to carry this through? Third best team, maybe second of the group.
Uh,
What were
before
your
the
predictions in the game?
before the start of the tournament, I predicted Senegal first, Guinea second, and Cameroon third. I
Hmm.
still see that happening. I still see that happening. I don't know how Guinea is going to play. Yeah. Let's focus first on today before I talk about the third game. I think Senegal is going to rest some key players against Guinea. That probably is not going to probably stop them from winning Guinea, but Cameroon needs to win. Like Cameroon needs to score a lot of goals in order to finish ahead of Guinea, and I don't see that happening. Cameroon does like it, which is going to score a lot of goals, even against Gambia as well
Understood.
in today's game. So Guinea took care of business. It was a good game though. Guinea Gambia was a good game, end to end football, organization, everything, and then the key guy again, Anjibo Camara, took care of business for Guinea. He's still my. I will still give him the man of the match. Match day one, Cameroon Guinea, he was my man of the match. Today again, I'll give him man of the match, and I think CAF actually again gave him the man of the match today. So they took care of the
So
Kaba Jawara set up the team a little different. He brought in a new left back who was like a typical left back because the guy who played against Cameroon was a
it
left
was
winger
on shift.
who played as a
Yeah.
left back. He brought in an actual left back today and then he changed. The midfield was a little heavier than against Cameroon. He had some big guys in the midfield with Modibo playing a little bit ahead of them. So Modibo didn't sit deep like he sat against Cameroon. And then he had those key guys moving forward. And the game was really good. And then when he noticed that he needed some experience, he brought in Naby Keita to take
Yeah.
the game
Control.
the middle of the park. So I really enjoyed the way the Guineans set up. Gambia had a good game too, but Guinea looked a little more matured and more focused than the Gambian team. So over to you, True.
All right. So for True Lion, the Gambian story is written already for the AFCON 2023, right? Do you see them coming back, or maybe they can surprise Cameroon and make it in the third best selection?
Well, at the beginning of the group stages that started on the 15th, I actually said that Gambia for me was gonna finish last, and I still maintain that because they don't have what it takes to actually push these teams around. As bad as Cameroon has been, I do hope that Cameroon will be able to take care of business against Gambia. So I'll maintain that Gambia will actually finish last in this group.
Great, 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 great analysis, gentlemen. Now let's segue into the big elephant in the room, or should I say, the dying lion in the room. Cameroon, the continent of Cameroon, could not get over Senegal. I mean, it came close. There was a point in the game it could have been 2-2, and right after that, Senegal turned things around and got a third goal. So it ended 3-1. Any positives? Any positives? Let's start with the positives. Any positives to take home from
No,
Cameroon?
no,
Nothing at all.
no positives. Yeah, no positives. I don't know. No,
Not even the fact that
absolutely, absolutely no positives. Even though they came close to scoring the second goal, but Cameroon didn't play like a team. You didn't see anything coming. Like it's like like the coach mentioned after the first game that he gives everything to God. I think he was hoping on God to help them because even though they scored, yeah, Cameroon plays. The way Cameroon played, it was similar setup to the way they played against Guinea. just relying on crosses and hoping that one of the players gets there because they're not even sure that they're good with set pieces. They're just hoping that it happens that way and then some and then they get it. Let me start from the very beginning. Cameroon started the game really well. Not really well, but they started the game well. You saw like they came to play football. They prevented Senegal from building from the back. They had some pressing, like quick pressing. The first few 15 minutes, Ngamale showed like there was a reason for him to start the game. And then after Senegal scored, Cameroon lost the focus and everything just dropped. And then Senegal took over the game. Those two kids in the middle of the park. Like remember, I said yesterday Senegal was going to change their formation, and, and they changed it. They switched
Yeah.
from a 3-4-3 to a 4-3-3. They brought in Sa and they dropped Nyakate to the bench. And then they had those three kids in the middle of the park. Three midfield, the oldest person being 23 years, I think. So
Yeah.
and then they dictated the tempo of the game. No rush, everything was good. I always forget his name. Is it Pape Gay? The
Okay.
jersey number 26. Is it Pape Gay
Yeah.
or something? He
Yeah.
actually dictated the tempo of the game. Cameroon played exactly like they did against Guinea, a group of 11 guys, hoping that we might use our physicality and win a game. But you don't see an organization of them putting pieces together to get into the Senegal's camp. First 45 minutes of the game, Cameroon didn't have an attempt, not a shot on target, even an attempt, like off target. You know, they didn't have it. Yeah, Mendy was on holidays the first half of the game. And Senegal, if you notice, Senegal they played the first 45 minutes of the game like it was the last 50 minutes of the game, and they were leading 3-0 or something. They were so comfortable. I keep saying that they were so comfortable on the ball. And if you notice, they were playing with wingers, Sadio Mane and Ismaila Sarr closing up. They were giving providing spaces for Crepin Diatta and Jacobs to move. That's why if you notice, just yeah, the wing backs, so not the wing backs, the left back and the right back for
Left back
Senegal
and right
played
back.
extremely well because they have wingers who know how wingers play. They don't stick to the wings traditionally as wingers. They come in and create space. That's why if you notice, most of the passes that came to Sadio Mane or Ismail Assar throughout the game came from the middle of the park. They didn't have to stretch the wings to play. The
They
wing,
did not.
yeah,
No.
they were so confident. Tibris, I used to say knows what he was doing. So he told them, guys, get in, allow Crepeng and Jacobs to move. The balls will come to you from the middle of the park. And they had the three people in the midfield that dictated the game. I predicted Neo, is it Neo? Ivan Neo to
Neil.
start the
Yeah.
game right
Nova.
at the back of the in front, right in front of the back four for Cameroon. But I noticed it from what I watched, after 30 minutes, I thought it was a tactical error because after 30 minutes he was tired. There was a
Yeah.
point in the game where Senegal was pressing Cameroon. It was like a counter, and Neil was at the back around the center line, strolling, walking. He was like already tired. They outran him in the middle of the park, and all that. And I noticed during the second half, too, when the second half started, there was a point where you had Wu, or I think is it Wu or Castellato with the ball. Him as the hold up guy, the holding mid was supposed to go there. I saw him asking Kemen or
Yes.
Kemen, was it
To
Kemen
move
or
closer.
Angisa to go get the ball.
Yep.
He was actually indicating,
Pointing.
pointing the ball, go get the ball. I saw him tired already by
I
30
saw that.
minutes. When he got into the 45, when he got into the second half, I thought maybe things were going to change. It didn't change.
Nope.
But like I said,
They stayed on.
Cameroon started the game a little
He
bit.
was subbed off in the 80th minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know why they waited that long. Cameroon started the game like they wanted to play football, and then they dropped after the goal, and then they went back to the normal game like they play. Let's hope God is going to help us and we score a goal. God
Yeah.
help them, and Castellato scored that goal. I know it would have been 2-2 when Kudu missed that goal, but if you
Yeah.
watch Cameroon play, you're just going to hope for a corner kick or a throw in or a set piece for them to score. You don't see anything like, oh, these guys are building up play to score. I think that's where
I
the
mean,
problem is.
there was a point in the game. I think I texted. I said, "Look at the midfield. Like you could see, Senegal was like the two lines. You know, Senegal had the defense, the midfield line. Then the attackers were pressing on the ball. Cameroon had the ball, and you could see like a whole like the
Gap.
gap. I think I pointed it
Yes,
out in that
the
video when
whole gap. Yeah,
I
that's
actually
what.
rewind. I actually rewound the TV to just take that part because I was
Yeah,
like wondering where our midfield was. Right, it's very frustrating. I understand that, and unfortunately, I don't think the team understood the importance of them at least showing up to this game today. They did not show up at all. I think after the first 10 minutes, they realized Senegal was there to play, and they were not ready for the fight.
so
True
Senegal.
Lion.
Yeah, Senegal is Senegal is a well coached team. They,
Hmm.
if you see, they attack as a group, they defend as a group. If you see Senegal losing the ball in Cameroon's half, or in Cameroon's box, 18-meter box, when they're defending, you see from Diallo, who is a center forward, he starts from there. The defense starts from there.
Understood.
That's what
Understood.
we lack.
True Lion.
Yeah,
True
that's
Lion,
what we
let's
lack.
sample your thoughts
Yeah,
here.
go
I
ahead.
know
I know
you
you're
have
gonna
quite a
have
few
you're
things
gonna
to
pick.
say.
I know you're going to pick more details than I did, but
Yeah, I think there was some positives.
I'm glad.
I
I would like to
saw
hear
I saw Chateau, who could actually play right back.
them. Hmm.
He was on money. The only time Mane scored was when he had left the pitch.
That's
So I
true.
saw a kid who could play right back, but Song did not have confidence in him. There's one thing about football: if the players you're coaching don't believe in you, it's over. I don't care how good they are if they don't believe in what you're selling, and that's what I see when I see a Song coached Cameroon team. Either he's not apt enough to transmit his message to the player, which that I actually believe, because their movement on the field alone tells me a lot that this guy is not in sync with the team. Yes, Senegal, Ayab was right. Senegal changed their system. They went for a 4-3-3. I was hoping that they stayed with the same system, but they changed it up and they went for a 4-3. First 15 minutes, Cameroon was competitive enough. But after that,
yeah,
it seems as if Senegal was just reading them,
mhm,
taking notes,
yeah,
reading them. The second balls were always falling for Senegal, and that's
Senegal.
how the first goal happened. Could Onana maybe
Toothless
have,
Lions.
could Onana maybe have decided to catch that ball with his two hands, but he didn't have any support. It was like a Senegal player right there, so he decided to punch, and unfortunately, it went onto the player. That's our outlet. That's why he was on top of the box, ready for to pick the loose balls and run loose.
yeah.
Unfortunately for him, the ball bounced and it was too high. And since he doesn't have that height, he decided to shield the player, the Senegalese,
Hmm.
and he was outpowered, and that's how Sarr scored that goal.
Scores the goal.
When Cameroon conceded that goal, they still maintained their shape, but you could see no creativity because for the second game in a row, Cameroon doesn't have a shot on target in the first 45 minutes. What does that tell you? They are not creative enough. And they had only three shots, two off target, one on target for the whole 90 minutes. I mean, how do you want to win games? How do you want to be competitive? You know, it was a terrible game to watch.
It's unfortunate. The talking
That's
points
sorry.
are
That's why I
really.
said sorry, Nico. That's why I said I
Yes,
didn't
go
see
ahead.
any positive. I know, yeah. That's why I said you will go into details more than I do. Truly, and by
Mhm.
saying you saw a chat who could actually play as a right back. Yeah, maybe those are positives. But like I'm talking in general way the team played. I didn't see any positives.
Okay, so
It was just a
it
control. It was a control C, control V of the performance against Guinea. Yeah,
against Guinea.
yeah.
Well, the coach did say the team is in a rebuilding phase. Okay, after the game, the coach he did say the team is in a rebuilding phase. Um, he's doing what he has to do to make sure that these young boys have what they need, and that Cameroon, even if he's fired today, Cameroon will be unbelievable tomorrow because the next coach still has to do the work to rebuild the team, right?
Correct.
Um, are we looking at a situation here where we are reaping what we didn't really sow?
But that's how Cameroon has always acted. I mean, if you give a guy Rigobert Song a job when he doesn't merit it, who if they had to faire un sondage, comment dire en français, who would really say that Rigobert Song actually merited? It's not out of merit. So when we give people responsibilities that's not out of merit, what do we actually expect? He's coming out to say that we are in a transition. Before the game, he said Cameroon's gonna win. Now we're in a transition, so he's sending it's conflicting messages. So
No,
who's gonna believe him? Even the
he said
supporters can't believe him.
Yeah, he said Cameroon is in a transition, and then he went ahead to say that Cameroon is going to win against Gambia, just like
against
he
Ghana.
said against prior to Senegal that Cameroon was going to win Senegal. We're going to play our game, and then and blah. Yeah, he's good at talking, and yeah, some people are going to say let them give him time. It's up to them, I know. But the problem is you give someone time. My problem with Cameroon is not even Cameroon winning. You understand? It's not even them winning. You can lose
Just
a
play.
game. You can lose a game, but you see that this team is playing football.
Yes.
You can lose it. My problem is not the
Well,
scoreline. Although
fine.
some people say football is all about score. It's all about results. Yeah, football is all about results. But when you lose when you lose a game, a team of like Cameroon, you lose a game and then it's like I saw, that thing someone will say the match will give me Apollo. Yeah, it's crazy, trust me.
Yeah, I mean,
It's all right.
what you say is like Tanzania, right? Remember yesterday
Yeah,
I said that Tanzania
you
played
s-
well.
yeah,
They
Played well,
lost.
even though they
you
lost.
see
Yeah,
you see teams
that's right.
losing games
Yeah,
playing football. Like
because
that's what I said. People keep saying
if,
Cameroon team is not talented. This team is 50, 100 times more talented than the team that
yeah,
won in 2017.
and
People
sometimes, right?
keep, yeah,
True.
it's more
And
talented than the team that won in 2017. This
and
team is not as talented as previous Cameroon teams in the 2000s, but it's not bad if you
ex-
compare the other teams in the AFCON.
exactly, and
You see teams like Cape Verde. Cape Verde doesn't have the talents Cameroon have, but you see how they build they play. If they can't start from the back, they start from the midfield, and you see organization. So the problem is not about the talent. Something else has to be in. Yeah, in
ex-
addition to the talent, something is
Does
missing.
that boil down then to the point you made earlier, where you talked about the fact that when players don't have trust in their coach, that's what happens.
yeah,
I mean, are we looking at a situation here where Senegal was just too good today for Cameroon to handle, or a situation where Cameroon just didn't have the goods to even compete in the beginning?
no, believe me or not, these same players, at least 15 of them,
Hmm.
played against Brazil a year ago
That's
and
true.
beat Brazil 1-0. Okay, so we cannot get up to there and say that Cameroon doesn't have talent. Believe me, they are players. Keep it simple. If you tell them what you expect from them and you communicate it the right way, they will understand. There are two or maybe three type of coaches. There are some coaches that will come and win today, and there are some coaches that can build for the future. If I ask you which one has Rigobert Song, which profile? Let's talk about the profile of Rigobert Song. He played with kids under 23. He was very bad. So that tells you he's not a builder. So if he says the team is in transition, then let somebody else come and can come and do the job because he's won 5 games in 21 appearances. What record is that? What type
No,
of
but
record is that?
yeah, another thing, if you're building a team, you mix the team. If you're building a team, you shouldn't start your first game with the kids you want to build a team of out of position. You keep some on the bench. You have kids like Elliot who are good with the ball, even though physically they're not fit. Give them a try. He's now Cameroon needs to beat Gambia to make it to the round of 16, right?
That's
I
right.
trust me,
And has to
Elliot.
beat Gambia handily. It cannot be a
Yeah.
1-0
I
win.
don't think Elliot is going to start because they're going to say this is not a game for try and lucky. We need power, power. We need to put power, jam that boy, then go score. So you see again, maybe Elliot might not end up not starting the game. So if you bring in kids like that who maybe at some point in their career thought maybe I want to stick to England, and then maybe for some reason they say, okay, let me join one of the country for my parents, and then you don't give him the chance. I think probably that kid, he clearly knows that he's good with the ball than most, if not all of the Cameroonian
Better than a
midfielders.
lot of people in the midfield. Yeah.
So some those
Yeah.
are some of the things you kill them in some way. And he's talking about building. He's been in the team for almost 2 years now. I don't see anything new that has come up from the way Cameroon plays. Like I said, the previous man in 2017, he lost his job after failing to qualify Cameroon for the
Conceição.
2018.
Conceição.
No, not Conceição, the guy before Conceição, Hugo Bros. He
Hugo
lost his
Broos.
job because Cameroon failed to qualify. I think the Nigeria game, Cameroon lost to Nigeria 4-0 in Abuja. We failed to
Yes.
make it to the World Cup
World Cup.
2018. But like I said, what happened in the Afcon? He noticed that he didn't have the necessary tools, right? So I'm gonna build on what I know these guys can do. I know these guys are physically fit. Those who are not physically fit will come in from the bench and add some technicality to the game. But let me stick to those hard workers, and that's how. So if you think this squad is not talented, use what you think the players have and build on it.
I mean,
Yeah.
for all the negatives that we've pointed out, if you look at the stats, you'll be shocked, right? Cameroon had 306 accurate passes. That's at least
Yeah.
60 passes more than Senegal.
You know this. You know the
And
accurate
hold
passes.
on,
I
hold
mean,
on, bro.
You know the
when
accurate passes. The passes from Castelletto to Wu, and from Wu to
back to
Tolo,
Wu
and Tolo
and
back
then
to
to
Wu,
Onana.
and Wu to Castelletto, Castelletto to Neo, and Neo back to Wu, and then Wu to Angisa. Those are the accurate
Oh man.
passes.
But I mean, think about it. Cameroon also had more shots, even though they were not on target at all. Cameroon had more block shots. Corner kicks, Cameroon had 9, Senegal had 8.
Mhm.
Uh, I mean, big chances, one each, total shots 6-5. I mean, think about it. There could be some positives here.
Okay, so
No, no,
okay, go
no,
ahead.
no.
No?
Most of the if you see both teams, right, Guinea
Yeah,
and Senegal, they when they scored their first goal, what did they do? They were doing a mid block, which means their first defensive player was in the midfield. So that
mhm,
allows Cameroon the time to pass
pass
100
the ball
passes
back
or
there.
20, 200 passes in their own side of the field because they knew that Cameroon is not good in the tight spaces and Cameroon cannot break defensive lines with passes.
Yes.
Why? Because we do have, as I've been saying, identical midfielders in Cham, Kemen, and Giza in the midfield. Today we saw him brought two new midfielders, but still with
Still
nothing to
didn't work.
offer. Same
Yeah,
type of
still didn't work.
midfielders, and he left. He's leaving guys like Elliot and Walla on the bench. They not to talk of Choupo-Moting who plays for Bayern Munich, a creative
Who
player
doesn't
that
call?
can play in tight spaces. So what is he talking about? I mean, there's no positivity in what Cameroon did today. However, as I said, I saw some positives from players like Chato who can actually play in the future. All they need is a good coach to tell them how we're gonna play. Because Rigobert's song, as you can see, he cannot even articulate what he wants the
Yeah.
players to do when asked simple questions. Okay,
Yeah.
this is not, and you should know something. He's a manager, right?
Hmm.
Rigobert's song. I've been looking for that. He doesn't have the right qualification
To coach the team.
to coach the team. That's why the assistant
Very correct.
coaches have their coaching license is more
Yeah.
elevated than his.
And song.
You
Yeah.
know, so that's why I've been telling you guys that this guy is a puppet. He's a plant.
Understood.
If you know what I'm saying.
Understood. I enjoyed there was a particular moment where Cameroon was down 2-0. Was it 2-1? Sorry. Yeah, 2-0. And they panned to Eto'o. And the journalist was like, he made a comment that the Lions are not so indomitable after all. And I burst out laughing. And I was just thinking to myself, wow. I mean, when we looked at the lineups, right? When we looked at the lineups, we thought, okay, some might have something up his sleeves, right? He
Yeah,
might
because
have a few
Cameroon,
tricks up his sleeves.
yeah,
And when he wasn't
Cameroon made five changes.
quite good,
So
yeah, five
yeah, we
goals in
knew
the first
something was
minute.
like, and I said it, and Tru3lion said it. First
Mm,
15, or let's say the first, before Senegal scored, Cameroon looked like they were coming to play the game, and then it's like that, and it's like after the goal, they were like, okay, you don't spoil,
it's over.
no,
It's
no,
over.
yeah, because
Yeah.
that wasn't the case. If you
All
notice,
right. So
Cameroon
let's.
stopped them from building from the back for like the first 5 6 minutes. Gamelo was into the game, creating fouls, and then
Yep.
after he just disappeared. I don't know.
Damila worked really hard today. But
Yeah,
all right, let's do something. Let's do something here. Let's get your ratings. From a scale of 1 to 10. Let me kind of get how you rate the players today. Let's start with the goalkeeper, Onana.
four,
True Lion. You
four
give
and
him.
ten, 4 and 10,
Oh, Ajab, you give him 4. True
4 and 10.
Lion.
Yeah,
Uh, well, I'll give an let me see. What did he do good?
He took 3 goals.
Oh
That's
mhm.
it.
no, man. I
Okay,
mean,
I'll give him 4 and 10. He wasn't horrible, but I'll give him four and
well, he
ten.
made some interventions, some catches in the air and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. Let's say 4/10. I'll
Yeah,
give
I'll
him
give him
four.
4 and 10. Yeah.
Okay. What about Castelletto? Central defense.
Oh, he scored,
Uh,
right?
Castelletto
Yeah,
six
he's
on
the one
six
that scored.
6 on 10. 6 on 10.
6 on 10. Okay. What about you, True Lion?
Let me see. I'll give him 5.
5. Okay. What about Wu? Chris?
5 on 10. Oh, 5 on 10 max. He
Five
was
on
out
ten.
of he was out of position a few times. I'll give him 4 on 10, even 4.5 on 10.
Okay. You're
Yeah,
not being very nice.
yeah, he
He's
was out of position.
yeah. I mean, his long balls were not good enough,
And
and
Yeah.
even out, if you yeah, he was out of position
yeah,
a few times. Even the second goal and a few other times, you notice he was like out of position. So I'll
Yeah.
give him 4 on 10
But I
for
mean, he had a very heavily bandaged knee,
okay.
right? So I was actually surprised to see that he started because we know he limped off the last game. But anyways,
Mhm.
Tru3lion, what's the rating for him?
I'll give him a 4.
Four. Okay,
Yeah.
what about Tolo? Nuhu Tolo. We all wanted Nuhu Tolo to start down that left,
Six point
at the left
six
right back,
six
left
point
back.
six point
Six.
five 6.5.
Okay. What about you, Tru3lion?
I'll give him a 5 because he defended really well, but he brought nothing to offense.
He had a few crosses in that we didn't
Yeah,
capitalize on.
he brought nothing to the offense.
All right. What about the right back, Chato?
5.
So,
I'll give the
five.
kid. I'll give the kid a 6 for keeping money honest until when he left. That's when Mane was able to
That's when
score.
Mane was able to score. That's right. All right. What about Kemen? Started the game again today. I didn't really want to see him
3.
today, but
Trash,
started again.
3.
Three? Yeah, he was scoring.
trash. I'll give him a 2
3. 3
over
on 10.
10.
Two. Wow, that's that's
Mhm. 3 on 10.
all right. What about Nupa? Nuyu, Nupa, Ivan.
2
Neu, I'll give him a
Neu,
3.
yeah,
2.5. 2 point. I'll give him
2.5,
2.5.
three.
2.5.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. What about Angisa?
4. 4.5.
And
Okay.
Gisa, he was frustrated, pounding his hands and saying, "You should be
Yeah.
here. You
Half the
should be
time he
there."
was half the time he was
Man,
on the ground.
one hand can tie a bundle.
Rondo.
I'll give him a 4.
Yeah.
Four. Okay. Let's talk about Magri. Down
3.
the center, the attack today. He
3.
brought nothing.
3.5.
Man, let me tell you something. I don't even want to rate this center forwards because a center forward is as good as the service that he's been given.
Yeah, that's
True.
true.
A
That's
center
true.
forward is as good as the service that he's been given.
That's true.
I didn't see any balls given to these guys in positions that they will be creative, that they will be.
He he
I didn't
actually
see
did
that.
something. There was one ball that was like almost looking like a
Oh,
counter attack. And
They
he took
he
that
came
ball
back.
well. Exactly. And then he gave it back to the mid. And I sat there like,
That's
no,
Chris,
that's
no.
one of
yes,
the ball. That's the
Yeah,
reason I'm giving him a
true,
3.5. Another thing is
true.
sometimes when you play for a team, after about 30, 45 minutes, you should notice that you won't get delivery. Come back and
that's
play
right.
like
Then you
a
come
whole
back
lot
and
of
help
like
out in the midfield. That's
Gareth Bale,
very correct.
not Gareth Bale,
Bro,
Harry Kane play some. Come back and look
bro,
for the ball sometimes,
and
and
come back and play with who? You're
no,
talking
come back
about
and take
coming
the
back.
ball.
If you come back and
Yeah,
just lay off the
sometimes
No,
ball
come
but
back and
Cameroon,
to
come
Cameroon
back.
wants to go long
Cameroon was
balls.
No,
playing long ball.
It's
That's
better when
true.
you
So where
come
are you
back
coming
and
back to?
when you come back and they get the long balls, you're going to see that okay, you've tried, you came back, and the long balls you come.
No, man.
Instead of just anticipating that
Yeah.
if I come, they're
Let's
going to
talk
give
about
long
those
balls.
long balls for a moment, though. Let's talk about those long balls. What is the point? Senegalese players are taller. What was the point of those long balls? I
You,
mean,
you
they
cannot
themselves can.
you cannot do something where you don't know. That's the reason they're giving the long
I
balls
mean,
because you cannot create. It's true. You cannot do something where you don't know. Yeah, that's true.
all right.
Yeah, you cannot create. That's why they give the long balls. That's why I said even the first goal and then the other goal missed by Kuru, they were just crossing that, hoping someone should be there to score.
Someone will get
It's
to
not
the
like
end
they
of it.
know that they're good at set pieces. So that's it.
That's
You
right.
cannot. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right. Frank Magri, his stats say he had one touch in the opposition box. For a striker, that's pretty woeful.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying he's a bad player, but today
So
he was a
today
little
was not,
missing.
yeah. Today
Yeah,
was not.
yeah.
Okay. So what is your rating for him, Tru3lion?
Man, I will not criticize any center forward. Even I'm sorry
Okay.
I
So you want to
criticize.
give him a 9 or a 10?
I'm sorry I criticize Toko Ikambi. I will not criticize
Yeah,
anybody
there
who
was
plays
no
center
creation.
forward because
Yeah.
there is no service to those guys. Even Abubakar would have flunked.
No, you
Okay.
know why Abubakar will not flop? Because the thing I'm saying Magri should do, Abubakar will do. He will come back to get the balls, some of the balls, and he can create something from there. That's the point. Maybe
Okay.
Magri
All right.
he'll get there eventually, but
Cool. Let's talk about Ngamalu.
Gamale he had his moments at the beginning of the game and then he just disappeared. I'll give Gamale a 4. 4.
Four.
Yeah, I think Senegal was in this game. Senegal showed me the different levels they do
Yeah.
have: patience,
Mhm.
creativity, intelligence.
Cohesion.
They showed everything
Yeah.
because it's like
I mean, they play
at
like
one
champions.
moment
They play
at
like
one
people who
moment when
have
they
the title
scored,
and they
See,
have to defend it
Pape Gay with Pape Gay and the kid
with
Lamin
stars.
Camara. They played the first half of the game like they've been playing together for 10 years.
Yep.
They give the passes without looking, and it goes to who they want.
Yep.
Happy Gates gives a back pass, and then he meets Kamara. Kamara gives a blind pass. They play like they've been playing for years. They know they know the spaces on the pitch where the players are supposed to be. That's how they played the first half of the game. The second
And
half was
that's
a little different, but the first half, Senegal, after Senegal scored the first goal, they took over the game. They played like, it's a training session.
and
Yeah,
guess what? And guess what? That's coaching.
Yep.
That's
That's
coaching
it. Boils
because
down to coaching.
yeah,
It
because
boils down to
sometimes
coaching.
you see in the World Cup when we were talking the other day, someone said Cameroon scored 3 goals, so there are goals in Cameroon, but it was a combination of Abubakar and Chupomoting,
And Choupo-Moting.
hitting those passes, but the whole tournament we have not seen our forwards combine together because first of all they are not getting the ball in places where they can combine together, so it's not working, and that goes back again to that midfield. There is no creativity. We have like players with the same profiles.
that's
Those are
where,
central
yeah,
defensive
that's where
midfielders.
the Gaffer Cameroon with as the other teams too who don't have that creativity, but they know how to get their attacking
Attacking
players
line.
touch the
Yeah.
ball. That's
Yeah,
when that's when the coach comes into play. When you don't
exactly.
have talent,
Because
that's when the coach comes into play.
in football, you see teams painting a picture. You see patterns. You know
That's
that
right.
okay, this one holds the ball, he will play
That's
like
how
this.
they
What's the
play. That's
pattern?
exactly. There's nothing for Cameroon. Yes, nothing.
Does
That's right.
Song Bahana has he shown us a pattern? The way
Very correct.
his
See,
players are actually
Very
playing.
correct.
I'll go to club football, even though it's not really related. Sometimes, um, uh, Liverpool used to play about 4 or 5 games with Fabinho, Henderson, and Naby Keita. None of them are creative, but you
Mhm.
still see the attackers getting lots of balls because of the movement on the pitch
Oh
and
yeah, oh yeah.
space.
Right.
So it's not about creativity. It's not like Cameroon needs a 10, Cameroon needs a number 10. No,
No,
they don't need a number
No,
10.
just
take
the
an
Senegal
example.
doesn't.
Take an
Senegal doesn't have
example
a
of
number
Germany.
10.
Take an
Senegal
example of
doesn't.
Germany.
Yeah.
Take an example of Germany. But
Even
Germany used
Senegal.
to, yeah,
Senegal,
Germany,
they don't have a number 10. They play
yeah,
with Lamine, Sarr, and Pap Gay. None of them are number 10s. But see how often Diallo was with the ball. Diallo was making runs and all that, and they give him, but we rely on long balls. Like you said, I know Magri were making some runs and he didn't get the ball. But after some time, if you notice that I'm wasting my time doing these
yeah.
runs,
But the problem is
come a
that,
little bit.
but I have the problem with that is we really have nobody because you're talking about Senegal, right? Not really having a playmaker. But look at those guys; they're skillful on the ball.
happens.
Their six shirt or the central defensive midfielder can hold the ball, hold it, and wait to be attacked. Look at the Koulibaly. Koulibaly can hold the ball and pass the ball. None of our defenders could hit a long pass. Go watch it. None of them had that technique to hit. The only one who had that technique was Onana, but he
Onana.
was not climbing up enough to be able to hit. Believe me,
There
maybe
was
Onana should have
there
played
was a
three
point
games.
where there was a free kick and Onana went up to take, and the journal and the commentator was like, "Well, is he going to take the free kick too?" And I was just wondering to
No, but
myself, like,
that guy,
yeah,
Nkudu, is just because he's having a lot of load to deal with. But some of his free kicks are really good.
very
You,
good.
you know,
All right, let's rate Kudu because I know that miss, that glorious chance that could have gotten Cameroon back in the game and brought us back to at least have a bit more positives to talk about today if the score was different. He missed an open net, wide open. What do you attribute
Was
that
that an
to?
open net?
Yes, it was.
exactly, exactly.
There was no way the keeper was getting to that ball.
Yeah,
No,
but
no,
was
no,
it an
no.
Even
But
if
open net?
but
he
you know
chested,
what?
even if he took it with his chest, that
Oh
ball would
my,
have
with
ended up.
that
No, he
pass,
couldn't have taken it
with that
with his chest.
pace, you're gonna take
What
it
happened is
with that
that
pace.
Ayab saw the same thing, might have seen the same thing that I saw, right? What
Yeah,
happened is that when the defender, there was a defender coming in, right? It was open.
yeah.
It was open.
Mhm.
So he he looked at the gap and thought that the best way to hit that ball is a little bit to the left, and he missed his target. Had he gone the way he wanted to head just straight, because he thought maybe the defender could have a block, so he tried to put it where it's really
It
gonna
was
be a
gonna be
goal,
tight and tough.
and
Yeah,
that's where he was off. Had it been someone who was taller, he would have gotten more control on that ball. But yes, it
yeah.
was an open miss. It was an open miss.
I mean, and what do you make of the fact that Cameroon's goals in this tournament have come from headers? we've not really had a chance where we've
Yeah,
played the
I, s-
ball and
I-
then actually
but
put it
I've
in
been
net.
saying it here now that we rely on God. Up, God is God, the God in heaven, God for up, right? So here up, God will control for us. That's it. I say, and the problem is, it's not like we know Cameroon as a team that is
But
good at set pieces. They're
but
just hoping that if they play it
uh,
up, okay, look at
Put it
the
up
goal.
there.
Kudu. Kudu is not good at set pieces, but he's the one who got that ball. They're just hoping, load people inside and try and cross. A goal could come out from it. Nothing else.
exactly,
That's it.
exactly.
It's not like they know they're good at set pieces. They're just trying. Any team, even
Yeah,
the strongest
exactly.
team, even once you're down, most teams when they're down, they load the balls inside the 18 and
True.
lock
Early
will be on
style.
the side and they score.
Yep.
That's how it
Early
works. It's not
style.
like Cameroon had a plan that let's play like that and they go. No, it's just
And
like this.
you know, when we watch football, right, we're usually focused on the final third because that's is closest to the goalpost, right?
Hmm.
But we fail to understand that creativity, you set it from behind. The pieces, it's like a puzzle. The moving pieces, that's what is setting out everything. And when you have a pattern, if you go right, if you go left, and everybody overloads over here,
Yeah, you
you can come back and go back left. And as soon as they overload, someone
yeah,
is making a run and you hit the ball and
yep, you
across field
switch.
and all that.
Yep,
So there's
that's
a
that.
pattern, and there's what people are looking for: movement from the opponent, because you pass the ball to move pieces. But Cameroon is passing the ball so slow, no piece is moving.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the problem. And when Senegal
Ah,
realized that,
yeah. You guys
when
are beating up on these boys, man. I'm
no,
just wondering.
no, we
I'm
are
just
not
thinking.
down,
No, no,
man.
it's good. It's good to say these things. And unfortunately, we see these things from where we are, and we are not even coaches, right? We're not even the tactical staff and anything like that. And you wonder what the folks who are actually sitting on the field, watching these guys and hanging out with them and spending time with them on the training field, are thinking. Like, do you even run drills? Do you like practice 2v1s through 2v3s, stuff like that, to just get those ideas into these players? Because these players do these things in their professional clubs. So what is so difficult that they can't do it here? Is it
No,
is it
because
really down to the tactics of the coach? I mean, as a professional, if you're a doctor and you walk into the hospital and you know that somebody is suffering from something, you use your experience from whatever, right? And you make it happen. You don't say, "Oh, the director of the hospital has not authorized me to do this, so I can't do this."
no, bro,
Stuff like that.
no,
I
no, it
mean,
doesn't work
can
like
these
that.
players not behave that way?
No,
Let's.
bro,
I'm
bro,
trying
it
to play
doesn't work
devil's
like that.
advocate here.
It doesn't work like that because you can have the knowledge, but the hospital doesn't have the right tools. And now, like surgery, people use different type of tools. So a doctor cannot just come from Cameroon and just jump here and start giving surgery to people when he doesn't know how to use the tools. It's the same with football. How you train is how you
How
play.
you
It's
play.
not magic. How
I've
you
heard that
train
before.
is how you
How you
play.
play. Yep.
You see, it's not magic. So when people are telling me that Mumbanya who just signed for
Marseille.
Olympique Marseille
I said,
doesn't have talent, are you kidding me?
The
You
problem is this,
telling me
Nico.
that who play for Ligue 1?
Ask yourself why top teams go for top coaches, managers. Why don't they go for an average manager because they already have the top players? Ask yourself that question.
I have to play devil's advocate, unfortunately, and I
Yeah,
appreciate
you
that you
understand.
guys have
So
called me out on it.
yeah,
So now we were trying to give a rating to Ngamalu. Let's get a rating for Ngamalu,
so my
and then
Gamalo,
we
I
can
said
talk
four.
about
I said
four.
Gamalo was four.
Okay.
Four.
True Lion, what was your
I,
rating?
I'll give him three because second half it was
It was
useless.
nothing. What about Kudu? He missed that chance. What was the number?
Four.
Four. Okay. What about you, True Lion?
I'll give him a four.
All right. Then let's go to the to the coach. I'm scared to say this. What is the rating for the coach?
1.5.
Ouch. All right.
I'll give him a one for showing up.
I'll
Okay.
give him a 1.5 for at least making some adjustments, even though the adjustments didn't materialize. Change. Someone says zero on the chart. I'll give him a 1.5 for at least, a point 5 for at least accepting that there were some negatives from the previous game and then bringing in a few more guys to the team.
Guys. All
Yeah.
right. Let's take a look at this the comments section. I know there's quite a few, and we've now
Wait, who's
interacted.
that Beniz? Who's Beniz? I know that name.
Yeah, Bernice. She says 00000. That's funny. Okay. 000 for song. That's a lot of zeros, but nothing in front of the zero. So unfortunately, um, Shefe, you say that's Mac. I recognize the name. That's a zero. Thank you. All right. There's a comment here from JC. You two have more coaching knowledge than song. I swear.
No, no, no.
JC never fails.
No,
Ajab is true liar.
I won't say that, right? Because the coaches actually they are there to coach and put everything together, but we watch and analyze their play or how they
Mhm.
perform. You know,
That's
I
right.
can I can coach. It's psychology and getting the players' mind, getting
Yes.
the best out of them. It's a tough job.
Yeah, it's
All right.
different because if you see some people who are like pundits by profession, some of
Yeah,
them failed as coaches, but they
that's
do
coaches.
excellent punditry. So not necessarily talking football means you could be a good coach, right?
That's
So
right. All right. Next comment is from Bernice. Senegal played like champions and people ready to take that cup back. That's very good observation there. Uh,
Mm, mm. I wouldn't. Although I have them like one of my favorites, I wouldn't
they haven't
use this
impressed so far.
Cameroon game. I wouldn't use this Cameroon game. Although they showed me many different sides of darkness, but I wouldn't use this Cameroon game in order to make a statement that they are ready to take the cup because
Okay.
I saw their goalkeeper struggle. I saw them struggle
Yeah.
when it
No,
was
their
two
keeper
one.
is not that good.
Yeah, at two
But
one, I saw them panic.
yeah, the mentals. I mean, because they're kids, 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds.
What kids? They just won. What are you talking about? 22-year-old kids.
No,
no,
sir.
the
Not
entire
today.
no. Maybe the midfield are kids, but the
Yeah,
midfield they played the last AFCON, they've played the World Cup, except Camara.
Well,
The
that's true.
entire back line has experience.
Yeah,
Mendy, Koulibaly,
yeah.
Diallo,
Koulibaly,
Le
Diallo, yeah,
Pen,
they're older
Cups.
folks.
They've played World Cup, they've
Yeah,
played AFCON before. So,
I saw them panic. Maybe
yeah, they panicked a little bit
the way
at 2-1.
Nigeria played Ivory Coast with that defense, if Nigeria handles them, they can give them something to think about.
oh yeah. All right, the first goal made him look like a clown at Onana. That's a comment for Onana. Let me see. Nico, please. There's nothing positive from the game. Ouch. Ajab nailed it. Forget all that rubbish stats. I think that's what I was doing the stats. Let's see. Which other comment can we? Cameroon was outcoached, outplayed both collectively and individually. That's very correct. That's very correct. That's a
Yep,
good summation of how the
that's my
game.
boy, Julius Fool. That's my boy,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
yeah. That's
that's a good summary of the game.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was a very good summary of the game. So, Ajab, you are absolutely correct. Lose while playing well, Masa. All right. Let me see. Any more comments here we can highlight? Song failed at the 17 on at the under 17 level, failed at the under 23, failed as a coach of Chad and or what is it? Central African Republic, I think. But still went ahead and appointed him coach of the national team. Song is miles off as a coach. Hmm.
JC,
And
please,
Ayafo,
please. JC,
yeah,
calm down.
it's tough, man. People are so upset about this loss. All right, Fru Ayafo say Gambia will beat Cameroon. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Do you think?
Yeah,
Really?
I no. A lot of people want Gambia to beat Cameroon just because they want to make sure that song gets fired.
Song gets fired.
Yeah,
Eh, that's scary. I think we need to beat Gambia. Nobody. I mean,
I see Cameroon winning Gambia, but like I said, Cameroon is not a team where you expect lots of goals from them, right? I see
that's true.
Cameroon winning Gambia, or it might be a tie. Yeah, Gambia they play good football, so they
Very
might,
good.
and they're gonna watch Cameroon. They're gonna watch Cameroon Guinea game. They're gonna watch Cameroon Senegal game, and they're gonna say, okay,
I don't
this
know.
is not the Cameroon we're thinking about. This is not the Cameroon that beat us 2-0 in Yaoundé 2 years ago. So let's go out and play football, you know. So it might be an interesting game that we're thinking.
All right.
well, maybe bad for them. Abube might be back.
Abu, he
Abu may
might
not
just be
come back.
back. I don't know.
Abu is sick.
All right. There's a comment here that I want us to highlight.
Oh
Our
no,
team
Abu
is
was
young
running.
too.
Abu was running
Yeah, he
today.
was running 2 days ago in
Yeah,
training. I saw him. I saw it. I saw the video. Fika Food, the what is it? The Fika Food X page. They put it up.
The
He was
earliest
working
Abu,
out.
the earliest Abu is going to come is if Cameroon makes it to the round of eight,
Or-
not even the round of 16. Wait and see.
Oh, really?
Wait and see.
no,
Wait.
I saw him running.
Okay.
Abube is back. Believe me, you'll see.
He was running. I saw Fika Food posted a video of him running.
You'll see.
Okay, so takeaways from the game. Ismaila Sarr He's been really impressive. Back from injury, and he did an amazing job. Habib Diallo, Sadio Mane continues to shine. I think if we look at the way the tournament has been going, one of the best players I think could come out of this bunch of Senegalese players. What do you guys think?
It also, now they credit a lot of teams that make it that far. Senegal
Yeah,
is looking like they're going to make it that far, but it also depends on other teams. If Senegal makes it to the semis or finals, the best player is going to come out from there. And like I said, that young kid, the Lamine Camara,
yeah, I mean,
he stood out again today.
yeah,
Like,
very.
so yeah, before I thought it was maybe it was because he played against Gambia, but he stood out again today against a Cameroon side. Even though we know Cameroon, but Cameroon has that power, that physicality. He was able to use his skills to go over that technicality.
Only 20
So
years old.
he's 20, yeah, 20. Last
20
year,
years old.
this same time last year, he played the AFCON U20 AFCON. He was best player in the U20 AFCON. He was still playing. He was still a home based player in Senegal. And then 1 year after, he's playing like he's been in the team forever. So props
It's
to
amazing.
Aliou Cisse.
Yeah, that's amazing. Came out from the U20 team.
Yeah.
All right. Well, gentlemen, we have come to the end of the show. I don't know if there's anything else we can do except maybe preview the game, the next set of games that are coming.
Well, we now
I
we
mean,
now understand we now understand why all those young players like Muge,
Muge, yeah, they decided not.
Baliba, we now know why they don't want to come to the national team. You don't want to
Yeah,
come to a national team where you won't learn anything, where the coach cannot improve you as a player, and the earlier that changes, and Rigobert's song actually gets fired. Normally, for me, I will not even let him coach the next game. I'll fire him. But we know his allegiance to Samuel Eto'o, and it's a business in it.
all
It's
right,
nothing serious. It's very very disrespectful because you have a coach that goes to a press conference and adult cannot really
I cannot say
articulate and make the fans understand what the team is going through. He's just a clown.
Ajab,
I don't know. I don't know what to say, man. Yeah, I don't know what to
disappointment
say.
all around.
Maybe we give it again to God, and maybe this time around. He said third time lucky, right? So
Yeah,
let's hope maybe the third time is going to work. But
all right.
let's
Well,
not hope. Let's not hope we're just gonna. The Gambia is gonna be a walk in the park because I see those kids from Gambia coming to tell Cameroon that we can play football. Like I said, back if Cameroon had to play Gambia first game, it's gonna be different. But now Cameroon is playing Gambia the third game. Gambia is watched. They're gonna watch Cameroon play. They've watched Cameroon play Senegal, watched Cameroon play Guinea. They're going to say, but these guys actually not posing any threat to this team. So why do we think they're going to pose a threat to us? Let's go ahead and play football.
that
And
makes sense. Makes
yeah,
sense.
so let's wait and see what happens.
I was going to jump off, but it looks like this comment has me thinking. Is Song having a situation of the Lampard syndrome, where you were an amazing captain for the team, you come back to coach the team, and you literally just mess up the entire legacy you left as a captain?
This is a bad time to be a fan of Cameroon and Chelsea.
Yeah, yeah, I think my brother there, Clement
Yeah,
Awamukola is right because from get go I knew that Rigobert Song did not merit his job. I gave
yeah.
him six
You
games.
you you've made sure we know that because you've said it like 10 times on the stream
Yeah,
already.
yeah, I gave him 6 games. I say, okay, let's see what this guy has to
Heard
offer
you.
because on that 23 levels we knew Song was garbage. So
Mhm,
what Samuel Eto'o just did is reward him for whatever reason,
mhm.
and it's become like a joke because he's out there just making jokes, more of a clown than a coach.
Yeah. I think we've lost the job. Oh, there he's back. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, absolutely. And so it's that situation where he needs to save his legacy somehow, right? He was an amazing captain for the team, lifted the trophy for the team. Hey, he even lifted the trophy in was it in Ivory Coast? Twice. He
No, no,
lifted it
no.
twice.
In
We beat Ivory Coast to get to
in
the trophy.
In
Nigeria and
Nigeria
Mali.
and
Yeah,
In
Mali,
Nigeria and Mali.
in
and
Nigeria and
Mali.
Mali.
That's right.
Yeah.
And one of those
But
cases we had to beat Cote d'Ivoire and
right,
Senegal to get there, right?
3-0. We beat them in the round. That
exactly
was
in the
in
in the group stage.
2000. No,
Yeah,
first round. It was in yeah, still in the
yeah,
group stage, group
yeah,
phase.
group
It
stages.
was three
Yeah,
zero. Yeah.
so it this is a very valid point, I think, right? Because it shows that you cannot always come back as a, as a captain. You can always come back and ride that legacy boat to try to carry
And
and get the
remember,
bro,
promotions for the
bro,
team.
I used
bro,
to
But
say was the captain when Cameroon lost. When
Nico,
Cameroon won Senegal. When Senegal lost to
Nico,
Cameroon in
Nico,
but
2002.
not every time it doesn't work
Nico,
out. Yes, go
Nico.
ahead, Tru3lion. Yes,
We know how Cameroon works.
true.
Have you ever seen an appointment in Cameroon that's been out of by merit? Even Eto has come to the national team, a lot of people are happy. Yes, most of the things he has done. Look at the preparation, class.
Yes, I mean they
Look at
flew.
some.
I mean, these guys flew.
He is getting paid. But
Yeah.
Samuel Eto should take his responsibility because at this point it's become like it's a joke. You gave someone a position that did not merit it, and
Hmm.
then we are expecting even him is expecting good football. He's there, he's not happy of the results. But look at who you put at. Do you think the players respect Rigobertson? Just wait. When years go by, you will hear the
That's
stories
when
that will
people
come out of
start.
the national team. We have even seen it. What happened in the World Cup? What happened in the World Cup?
That's true.
He has
That's true.
players with big egos, and he cannot manage those egos. Then gathers what's his name, Chupo, and
People.
now it's gonna be well, Abubakar is already old, but next was
But I
Abubakar.
mean, if
These are
you
the
look at
news that are coming out from the Lions camp.
it, I'm
That's
really
inside news.
trying.
It's coming out from the Lions camp.
True, true. I'm really trying to make sure that we don't just paint the whole thing, the whole ship black here. We do have some positive to take from it, and I think that's what I want us to take home with us today from the stream. Yes, we had a torrid outing today against Senegal, but we do have a chance to redeem the name and become indomitable again against Gambia in a few days. So predictions for Cameroon Gambia before we go. Do you think we can make it?
Man, I won't predict that game, man. I'll just let time go by.
It's gonna be a tie. It's gonna be a tie.
Tuesday. So Tuesday, you think it's going to be a tie? Okay.
Yes.
When we come back on Tuesday, we'll have a
Well,
conversation. And I really have. Yes, go ahead.
If Song is sacked, Cameroon will win.
You think they can sack Song in the middle of the tournament?
Why not? Fire him. Why not?
I'm not too sure. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining the stream. We have kept you for about an hour. We try to keep it below that, just so that you can have time to participate and talk. Really, really appreciate you guys in the comment section. That was amazing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here, keeping our rendezvous. Let's keep doing the same, and we'll catch you on the other side. Thank you so much. Bye for
Thank
now,
you,
guys.
everyone. Have a great one. Bye
Thank you,
bye.
everyone.
Thank
All
you.
right.